Commander Davis of the Terran Defense Force wiped sweat from his brow as the emergency klaxons blared throughout the station. The Raxian invasion had been swift and brutal, cutting through the outer defenses of Outpost Epsilon 7 in a matter of hours. Now the remaining human defenders were trapped in the central hub with dwindling ammunition and no reinforcements in sight. Status report: Davis barked at Lieutenant Wilson, who was frantically trying to establish communications with the fleet. Not good, sir. Main armory is lost. Most heavy weapons are gone. The Raxians have disabled our defense grid and will breach the central doors in approximately 20 minutes. Davis surveyed the room. 32 personnel remained: scientists, engineers, and a handful of soldiers. Their conventional weapons would last perhaps 10 minutes against the Raxian assault force, which outnumbered them 5-1 and possessed superior armor. "What about the emergency evacuation shuttles?" asked Dr. Miller, the station's lead researcher. "Destroyed in the initial attack," Wilson replied grimly. An uncomfortable silence fell over the group until Engineer Thompson stepped forward. "Sir, I have an idea. The Raxians don't understand humans very well. They've only encountered our military forces using standard-issue weapons." Davis raised an eyebrow. "Go on." "This is a research station. We have labs full of equipment that wasn't designed as weapons, but could certainly function as such with some creative modifications." A slow smile spread across Davis's face. "Thompson, I like how do you think. Everyone listen up. We're going to show these aliens why humans are the most dangerous species in the galaxy." Over the next 15 minutes, the survivors transformed the central hub into a workshop of improvised warfare. Dr. Miller repurposed the station's medical laser equipment, modifying its precision-cutting beams into powerful, if unwieldy, energy weapons. The cafeteria staff, led by Cook Jenkins, turned pressurized cooking equipment into steam-powered projectile launchers. Thompson himself worked with a team to modify cleaning drones, replacing their sanitation protocols with simple attack algorithms, arming them with sharp implements from the maintenance bay. Even the botanists contributed, extracting caustic compounds from research specimens to create smoke bombs and irritants that would affect the Raxians' sensitive respiratory systems. 5 minutes until breach, announced Wilson, who had established a rudimentary early warning system using the station's internal sensors. Davis assessed their handiwork with a mixture of pride and desperation. "Remember, folks, humanity didn't become the dominant species on Earth by having the biggest claws or the sharpest teeth. We did it by turning everything around us into a tool or a weapon." The station shuddered as the Raxians began their final assault on the central doors. The reinforced metal groaned under repeated impacts. "They're using plasma cutters," shouted one of the security officers. Davis positioned his people strategically throughout the hub. "Remember the plan. Let them think they've got us cornered and defenseless. Wait for my signal." When the doors finally gave way with a thunderous crash, the first wave of Raxian soldiers stormed in, their scaled bodies protected by advanced armor, alien weapons at the ready. Their commander, a towering figure with crimson markings, scanned the room and chittered something in their harsh language. The universal translator mounted on Davis's collar picked it up. "Surrender now, humans. Your primitive resistance is futile." Davis stepped forward, hands seemingly empty. "We're just scientists and support staff. We're not equipped to fight warriors like you." The Raxian commander's mouth parts twisted in what might have been a smile. "The Raxian Empire has studied your species. You're soft, vulnerable. Without your manufactured weapons, you are nothing." Davis nodded solemnly. "You're right about one thing. We do love our manufactured weapons." Then he grinned. "Now." Chaos erupted across the hub. Modified cleaning drones swarmed the Raxian soldiers, their attachments slicing through the gaps in alien armor. Dr. Miller's team activated the repurposed medical lasers, cutting through Raxian armor with surgical precision. Thompson triggered the station's fire suppression system, but instead of fire retardant, it sprayed a concoction of industrial solvents that began dissolving the aliens' protective coatings. The Raxians fell back in confusion, unprepared for this unorthodox assault. Their training had prepared them for conventional human military tactics, not this frenzy of improvised weaponry wielded by ostensibly non-combatant personnel. Second wave, Davis commanded. The cafeteria staff launched their attack, pressurized steam canisters modified to fire ball bearings from the station's machinery at devastating velocities. The botanists released their smoke bombs, filling the air with particulates that caused the Rakshans to choke and stumble. The alien commander tried to rally his forces, but a precisely aimed projectile from Jenkins's kitchen cannon struck him directly in the command module on his chest plate, disrupting his ability to coordinate his troops. In the ensuing 20 minutes of fighting, humans of Outpost Epsilon 7 demonstrated why their species had a reputation for being dangerously innovative. Every object, every tool, every piece of equipment had been repurposed into something deadly. When the Terran relief fleet finally arrived, 3 hours later than expected, they found the defenders of Epsilon 7 not only alive but victorious, surrounded by the remnants of a Rakshan assault force that had dramatically underestimated human ingenuity. As the fleet commander surveyed the improvised battlefield and the strange array of weapons the outpost personnel had created, Davis simply shrugged. "Give a human anything," he said, gesturing around the room, "and they'll find a way to make it into a weapon. It's what we do." Word spread quickly throughout the galaxy. The Raxian Empire soon withdrew their declaration of war, citing unpredictable combat methodologies as the official reason. Among themselves, the alien high command admitted a more troubling truth. A species that could turn medical equipment, cooking tools, and cleaning supplies into effective weapons was too dangerous to fight conventionally. Humanity had earned its reputation once again, not through superior firepower or numbers, but through their unmatched ability to adapt, improvise, and overcome.